Have you ever heard of Apple Cash? Have you ever used it? Or are you just like, what are you talking about, dude? Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new YouTube video. Thanks as always for clicking in on this one. I have a question for you. I recently learned about Apple Cash, and I had heard about it in the past, but I had never really used it other than like sending $1 just to test it out. But Apple has embedded into iMessage the functionality to pay your friends like Venmo or PayPal or Cash App. And I had never used it, like I said, for anything official, but I used it the other day and it was so simple. And I was like, do people use this? Or like, are people using this and I'm late to the game? Or are you guys like me where you're like, what the heck is Apple Cash? So yeah, I wanted to tell you the story about how I used it, and then I'll talk about some of the differences between Apple Cash and like Venmo, for example. But yeah, so here's the story. The other day, I'm selling bar stools on Facebook Marketplace. I get a message, and this girl's like, hey, I can come in 30 minutes and pick them up today. And I was like, okay, great. Like, here's my address. Here's my Venmo. And she comes back at me with a message that says, oh, sorry, my Venmo isn't working. Do you take Apple Pay? And I had a lot of thoughts going in my head. I was like, okay, this is the start of a scam. Why isn't your Venmo working? Like, it's not that hard, blah, blah, blah. But then I was like, you know what? She seems nice. I was like, I'll trust her. And so I unknowingly responded to her. I was like, yeah, I got Apple Pay. And I was like, wait, do I? Like, I have an iPhone. I use Apple Pay. But she asked me if I have Apple Pay. And I was like, what? And I literally called my girlfriend on the phone. I was like, do you know what she means? Like, do you think that she assumes I have a Square reader, or like, you know, when you go to like a boba shop and you Apple Pay on their little tablet thing on the counter? And I was like, I don't have one of those. But she comes, she looks at the bar stools and she's like, yeah, I'll take them. And so she's like, okay, what's your phone number? And I was like, okay, that's weird, but I gave it to her. And instantly I had $40, as you can see on the screen recording. $40 she sent me, and you can see it says Barstools, and it was as simple as a text message, and I was just mind blown, right? And so it got me wondering. I was like, first of all, it's not called Apple Pay, lady. It's called Apple Cash, which is one reason I was confused, but I don't think I would have figured it out any quicker. But anyways, Apple Cash is embedded into our iMessages, and I started thinking, like, why don't people use this more often? For myself, whenever I have to send somebody money to split a bill or to buy something off of them on Facebook Marketplace, my default go-to is Venmo, right? And I'm sure a lot of you default to that. Some of you might default to PayPal or Cash App. Like, there's so many different options. And so I've been wondering since this transaction, like, why don't people use Apple Cash, right? And it's so simple. Like, you go into here and it's as simple as a text message. You click on this black Apple Pay button. That's the third one from the left. And you can just like say, I owe her $15. I can pay, I can request, and it's done. And so that's part of the draw to it, right? Is that you don't have to have a separate app like Venmo, like Cash App, like PayPal. The one downside is that it does have to be iPhone to iPhone, right? And then it got me thinking even more. Like, the vast majority of people that I know that I pay money to split a bill or whatever have iPhones. Like, I can literally only think of one person that doesn't have an iPhone. And we always make fun of him for it, but literally, like, if I had to pay him, fine, I'll go to Venmo. But why don't me and my iPhone companions use Apple Cash? And I just want to quickly touch on some of the differences between like Apple Cash and Venmo, for example. Apple Cash, you send money via text message. Venmo, you have to have a separate app, right? To me, Apple Cash is winning. I think it's so easy just to do the Apple Cash way. Venmo, if you're into the Venmo credit card and direct deposit of your paycheck there to get your money 2 days faster, then Venmo's winning. But that stuff to me is not important. And so I just like, why hasn't Apple Cash caught on? And I think it was released like 4 years ago, right? And you never hear Apple talk about it. I don't ever hear this girl buying the bar stools from me was the first person who ever was like, do you have Apple Pay? And I was like, okay. And so genuine question, like, please leave in the comments. Am I late to the party, and are you guys all using Apple Cash like every single time you have to send money to somebody? Or are you like me that has like heard of it but like has never really used it? Or have you even heard of it at all? Because it's buried into the wallet app in the iPhone, and if you don't have your wallet set up, there's no reason that you know about Apple Cash, right? Like Venmo is perfectly good. It's fantastic. It's easy. But I'm curious, am I late to the party, or are you guys in the same boat? Like literally, like comment down below and let me know. And the other thing too is that why is Venmo so popular? Like Venmo, I think, and Cash App are like the 2 top finance apps in the Apple App Store. And they do the same thing. Like, and to me, like the extra features that you get in terms of the credit card and debit cards and direct deposit, who cares? No one, I don't know anybody that gets their paycheck direct deposited into their Venmo account. And I'm sure there's people out there, but I don't know any of them. So anyways, that's my story. I used Apple Cash for the first time, and I was blown away about how easy it was. And so I want to know, again, do you use it, or have you ever heard of it, or what your stance on it is? And comment down below, please, and let me know, like, if I'm late to the party or if you're in the same boat. All right, that was just a quick little story rant video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, send it to somebody you think that might enjoy it as well and could benefit from learning about Apple Cash. And yeah, thank you for tuning in. As always, consider subscribing, hit the like button, notification bell, all the good stuff for the YouTube algorithm. It really helps the channel out, really helps me out, and I greatly appreciate every single one of you that always comes and watches my videos. And until next time.